clock in 10 seconds. Am I on? Am I on? Yeah, alright. That's right. This is Brother R.A. with a little bed music in the background. And no, I didn't forget about last week. Let's see. Let's show you this real quick. R.A. in his own chi in front of you. You. Right there. Yeah. And I was reading last week this particular book, and I got cut off because I wasn't paying attention to the clock. But I remembered. And here, let's go ahead and turn off the bed music, because this is more about consciousness and not being in the bed doing the nasty. So, move the phone out the way, and I was watching this. Can y'all see that title? I gotta tilt down because the lights are reflecting, and this pull in and this one pull out. Okay, there we go. That's a nice. And Brothers on the Bluff. I wonder what the connotations of Brothers on the Oaks Bluff. What am I saying? Martha's Vineyard. Interesting connotation and thought, but I'll leave that alone for now. But I Am Legend, Will Smith, dealing with genetic engineering. And so let me get back to last week's point and pick up where I left off. And I know it sounded garble-gooble because I was reading ancient Greek transferred into English, and I wasn't totally conveying the concepts necessary, but I'll read again some more and work on conveying what I feel the author was intending and saying in my words, as opposed to in that language. So we were dealing with everything that exists in a volume. Okay, everything that exists is a volume. Therefore, a point is the apex of a volume. A line is the edge of a volume. And a surface is the face of volume. These three components, point, line, and plane, when considered by themselves, are abstract concepts expressive of the mental ideation with no basis in the three-dimensional world of physical embodiment. By accepting the original state as volumetric, the physical world, which is also exclusively three-dimensional, then reflects the essential nature of its creative origins. Saint Bernard restated that Egyptian philosophical theme, what is God? God is length, width, and depth. Did I say that clearly enough? What is God? God is length, width, and depth. Schwaller considered furthermore that Greek philosophy, in adopting the image of the original being as point-like, rather than volume-like, had helped to deviate the primary paradigms of Western thought, paradigms of Western thought towards the reductionist and mechanic assumptions that so plague modern white man's relations to the natural world. All our thinking, designing, and engineering practices follow this model of using two-dimensional diagrams of points, lines, and planes, which are then superimposed onto the physical world of volume. But the reality of the natural world is exclusively three-dimensional, and like a volume, inseparably binds opposed states, surface and interior, front and back, inside and outside, top and bottom. Much of Swaller's subsequent work demonstrates the adherence of the ancient Egyptian mind to a volumetric model of reality, creating a technique of thought and the mathematics of an entirely different character and directive than our present ones derived from Euclidean and Aristotelian forms. This difference, Swaller felt, has led Western mathematics, science, and philosophy in the direction of predominantly abstract mental games, lacking the vitality and the paradox necessary to create a harmonic dialogue between mind and nature. These translator notes of Robert Lawler, L-A-W-L-O-R, I guess Lawler, and the Study of Numbers by R.A. Swaller, D. L-U-B-I-C-Z. Inner Translation International. Limited, Rochester, Vermont, 1986, page 21. So, that was difficult for a brother. I didn't have on my glasses. And, yeah. But this gentleman, Jim Granger, who wrote A Black Man's Bible, sent me on a different path. And after reading this particular book, I'm working on I Am Legend, okay? And let's just go back for a minute. I wish to share some childhood thoughts. And some of my female friends are telling me that I've told this story many times. Did I start last week telling this? My memory, I don't remember what I say all the time. Actually, let me show you real quick what I've been enduring. As I get deeper into such consciousness and so on and so forth, I actually had a seizure on air. And let's see if I can go to that real quick as I begin to think about my childhood thoughts. And let's see, cut there, and it says the seizure starts at 18 minutes. I'm going to start at, go back to 17:55, and let's hit play. I'm in the middle of a conversation. Oh, actually, let's get to the conversation before the seizure kicks in. Are you contained in your thought process? This is difficult to watch, because that's me. I'm fucked up. And I never had a seizure before in my life until after I did that mind control show at MIT, where I interviewed the authors of Transformation of America, the true life story of a CIA mind-controlled slave. And then I began having seizures, as you're seeing. I fell the fuck out of the shit. I can't believe I had that damn seizure on air. That was fucked up. So, I'm just sharing some childhood thoughts. No, I'm live, I'm right here. Don't worry about me. I'm just saying what actually happened. That was August 23rd this year. At 1:18, I had the seizure on air. And, so that's what a seizure's like for me. But I met Steve Coakley and started dealing in conspiracy theories. And now to go back in my childhood thoughts, Miss Dow, my second grade teacher. Okay, I was born in 62. So 62 and 5 makes me six. It's 1967, 68. I guess it's 68. And Miss Dow promoted me on trial to Miss Hickey's class down at the Portable School on DeWolf Street. Now it's a Harvard College dorm. And yeah, the Portable School, because, you know, I'm feeling proud, you know, you little young boy. My mommy went to Houghton School, and now they're tearing down the Houghton School to build the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. School. And, okay, so I don't get to no longer cross the street, you know, living across the street from Putnam Gardens, and I don't just cross the street to go to the Houghton School. I gotta walk through Harvard married couple dorms, walk through Peabody Terrace, all the way down to DeWolf Street. Okay, so, but I'm down at DeWolf Street. Miss Dow promotes me from second grade to third grade, and I'm in Miss Hickey's class. I spend 2 weeks in Miss Hickey's class, and then I'm walked down the hall, come out of Miss Hickey's class, down the hall into Miss Brown's class. Miss Brown is my second grade teacher. So I had to do the second grade 2 times. And then Mommy thought I was special or something, and ended up taking me to a specialist on Sacramento Street. And I'm like, ain't nothing wrong. Well, you know, the therapist, or whoever was dealing with Brother R.A. at that point when he was Little Richie, no, Mrs. Arthur, there's nothing wrong with your son. He's just a perfectionist. He does things over and over in his head to make sure it's right, because once you show him something, he wants to make sure he does it right. So, Forgive me, a myriad of thoughts. Which way do I want to go? All this is going through my head. I'm doing a TV show. That's my childhood. I'm talking about a black man's Bible. I'm working towards becoming I Am a Legend. I just read about black consciousness out of a black man's Bible. And talking about, wait a minute. Okay, the other note that I have, that's right too. So from Miss Dow to Miss Hickey, then I finally graduate from the King School. I think it was 1976. Yeah, it was 1976. It should have been 1975. But I ended up graduating CRLS, Cambridge Ringen Latin High School. I graduated high school in 1980. Should have been 79. But okay. You know, childhood traumatization, if you will. And nowadays, how are children being raised? Oh, just sit the kid in front of the television and let him learn. And then, didn't I discuss a few weeks ago, Malcolm X made the statement, oh, having a conversation with a woman, but she has a television mind. Do you have a television mind? Can you have a discussion with Brother R.A. about some of the things I'm discussing? So, 1980, I'm trying to figure out, what school do I go to? What is important to me as I go through the process of what is perfect, as I'm thinking in my 1980 type of mind. Okay, so I look to Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X as a mentor, and Dr. King went to Morehouse, a black college down in Atlanta. So I say, okay, I'm going to go to Morehouse. I'm going to go to the same school Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. went to. So I go to Morehouse. And I only survived a year and a half. I spent my first year in Howard Thurman Hall. Howard Thurman, 1980, in Atlanta, on Morehouse campus. Had Virgil Brown as a roommate. And I have to state these things because on my memory, with the clarity I have today, I haven't had a seizure in a while, and when I have those seizures, it deletes certain memories, so I have to restate these things so that it's at least archived for whoever, deals with Brother R.A. in the future. And all of my knowledge and information and gathering. So, Virgil Brown, I didn't have my own little room, growing up in the 70s. My room was behind the front door in the apartment. And Mommy put up beads. It was red beads. I didn't have a closed off room. I had red beads and I was behind the front door. But you open the front door and you saw the front room, and I'm like right here, that's my bedroom there, and so on and so forth. But being Alveda Patterson's grandson and Christine Arthur and Richard Arthur's son, who am I and what am I about and what is life? I'm still trying to figure shit out. I'm 18, 19 years old, and so on and so forth. And so, year and a half at Morehouse, couldn't maintain the cost, so I moved up. After the first year, I moved off campus on the other side of town, had the apartment with Dave Doughton, who was also in my third grade class. He stayed in the third grade and graduated in 79. Graduated high school in 79. I graduated in 80. But, okay, lived on the other side of town, couldn't maintain, got a job, did whatever. Then I ended up coming back to Boston because I didn't stay in Atlanta too long. And I wish to make acknowledgments of the women I've dealt with in my past. I with the clarity of mind, I wish to share my appreciation and my thoughtfulness at this point in time in 2017 as we get ready to go into 2018. There was a young lady, Brother R.A. is, it's 2017, born in 62, 55 years old, single, never married, no children. I keep making that statement. But then as I reflect back in my life about who I am and where I am going and what I'm doing in life, and maybe I shouldn't put this information out there. I don't name names, I'll talk around it. If you know who you are, you know who you are. But there was a young lady in high school I was attracted to, and because of the black self-hate and miseducation and so on and so forth, I thought of myself in a different, I was different than other black folks. That's why I'm wearing the shirt talking about brothers on the bluff. Black men, yes, I'm going to vacation, I'll be down on Oaks Bluff. Yes. We as human beings, we all have hue. We came from the black woman originally. And I, as this high schooler, I was very attracted to a light-skinned black woman. And she, quote-unquote, lived in the projects. And I'm like, yeah, we didn't make it. But then I was going to church. And I'm wondering, I'm looking out the door, I can see St. Paul's over there, out the window. This is all glass window over here. Can y'all see that? Let's bring that picture up. You see, and behind this construction that's going on, that was Quest Diagnostic, but back there is St. Paul's AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church. And over here is this other Baptist church. And I'm wondering if, did I show you that yet? Y'all see that? I didn't make the switch, but okay. So, back behind there, St. Paul's AME, and over there is the Baptist church. And as I get older, I'm beginning to think about certain things. And I'm wondering if, black psychological enslavement did, quote-unquote, uppity niggas go to one church and low-class niggas go to another church? people that went to this particular church own their homes or whatever. I'm just looking at ways that white supremacy, defined as white genetic survival, which means ultimately black genetic annihilation, and separating us. As you can see here, is this on my Facebook page? Let's go to the Facebook page. Advice among masters, the ideal in slave management in the Old South. Chains and images of black psychological slavery. I'm just wondering the ways and means that we have been separated and we don't necessarily think of ourselves as working together. We have this, the AME and the Baptist and the Methodist and the Episcopal, all these black church denominations, all coming from, and I did show you last week the timeline, right? Where the Christianity, here's the birth of, if we're in 2018, that means 2018, okay, it's 2017, almost 2018, December, as we get ready to lead into this quote-unquote holiday month. This is where all this is coming from. I just left Thanksgiving. I don't call it Thanksgiving. There was no giving. And as I enter into the Xmas, here's the birth. Should I blow that up? Let's blow that up. Can y'all see that a little better? So we have the birth of Jesus, right? And that's year zero. We're in 2017. So 2017 years ago, Jesus Christ was born. We're getting ready to observe a quote-unquote the birth of Jesus Christ. But prior to Jesus Christ, Moses existed, and in the Bible, God spoke, as I talk about being a minister, that's what I went to school to become, a minister, Reverend Richard, and gave my initial sermon. I became Reverend Richard. But that wasn't the path I needed to take, because as I'm 55 and discovering so much, okay, Moses spoke to God, and it's written in the Bible. God said to Moses, I am that I am. I am that I am. If God said that to Moses, why can't I say that today in 2017? I am that I am. And deal in my world of consciousness as I practice my Tai Chi and go deeper within me. I'm discovering about myself. So, what is it, 1984, 85? I make some decisions. Let's not forget about where I'm at here in the story. Moses hears from God, I am that I am. But in This is Jim Granger's book once again. Jim Granger's book, A Black Man's Bible. I'm reading about the pyramids. The Great Pyramids were built. How many thousands of years, at least, okay, this is year 0, Christ was born, this is 2,000 years, and then prior to 2,000 years before Moses, we have the Great Pyramids being built. So this particular book changed my course and path. And I'm still trying to make decisions in real life. How do I cope and deal? So I'm reminiscing back to '84 when I got a young lady pregnant. And I went with her to abort my child. '84. How old was I if I was born in '62? Could I have been a father at that age? Listening to that nasty sound, sucking out her egg and my semen. And there goes the birth of my child down into a vacuum cleaner. I made that decision because I had a higher calling. I don't think I would be on this particular path because I became a member of CCTV in '92. '84 to '92. Now I've been on the air since '92. And me and my dumb ass, I really do appreciate that woman, that sister, that black woman. I ended up getting her pregnant again. Church girl. Her and her family and whatnot. And me and my dumb ass aborted 2 of my children. '84 and '85 or '85, '86, something, I can't even remember. But I'm on a particular path, a higher calling. I've told you about me being the minister, Reverend Richard, in the pastor study, and where reverends and ministers are talking about, yo, did you see the honey in the 4th pew? And I was like, nah, that's not for me. I'm not down with that. Read the book, started reading stuff and knowledge and information. Getting to this point here. Understanding, hey, wait a minute. The Great Pyramids. So, in following my calling, here, Brother R.A. is on in 30 minutes. That was last week. Those were the books I've been reading, dealing with the pyramid in Chichen Itza, the Step Pyramid. No, I no longer wish to be a pawn going around the square, the base or the bottom. No, I have to reach the pinnacle I have to reach the top square. I have a calling. I'm on a mission. I aborted my 2 children with that black woman who was my partner. As you can see, that's my sister and her son. And other stuff that's on, that's cousin Danny. This was last week's show, all on Facebook. Bro RA is my name on Facebook. You can read and hear all of this stuff. Oh, since we're talking about children, and let me just share this stuff. Sorry, let's try this again. Hit the right button. Can you get that position? Can you suck your toe?
Go! Green?
You said? Church. Survey said.
Okay, so let's get back into, hey, no, we don't have to have that. Get off of my screen. And let's move on up the Brother RA Facebook page. Oh, there you go. Yes, winter here in New England. I wish to hear that, brother, at this point, but let's move on. Oh my goodness. And that's right. See, I'm talking about who I am and where I'm going and the choices I've made in my life. And okay, so as we enter into 2018, many folks are getting ready for Christmas. In the past few weeks, I've been talking about melanin dominant individuals with a liquid fluid pineal gland and chi, having the pyramid, you reaching the circumference of who you are, tapping into your first eye and getting into the universe, making things happen for yourself just by the thoughts you think. What you think matters. Black Lives Matter? No. What you think matters. Watching television regularly is deterioration of self. So, the higher calling, the path that I'm on. Thank you, Master Heath, Jim Granger, Steve Coakley, the brothers that have influenced me. I mean, beyond Alvita and George and Christine and Richard, I am Brother R.A., and I'm working towards my higher calling, tapping in to the deeper inner essence of my greatness. So, the past couple of weeks I've been discussing melanin dominant versus melanin recessive inbred mutant albinos with a calcified pineal gland. That's like asking a blind person to show you to see. And one of my white girlfriends was telling me, well, you know, Helen Keller, she couldn't see, but yet she had, yes, when you have that inner ability, you close your eyes and you can tap in. You're forced to tap in. But so many distractions in life, you're not capable of acknowledging how your mind is rotting away. I mean, my vision is going because of what I'm reading about the flashes of the television screen. And now that they're making television, as you heard me read in the Jim Granger book, 3D, you have 3D sound, and you have 3D vision. I'm like, y'all are late in the game. We built pyramids. So, melanin dominant versus melanin recessive. And the quarterbacks, I've been pumping up the melanin dominant quarterbacks. I'm talking about Cam Newton. I'm talking about Dak Prescott, Cam Newton, North Carolina, Dak Prescott, Dallas, Russell Wilson, Seattle. The black quarterbacks, in dealing with 3D and having their athletic ability and being able to see with the liquid pineal gland, Brady proved my point this weekend. He sucks. Brady sucks. Fuck the Patriots. Come over here and we gotta support an inbred mutant albino with a calcified pineal gland colonist. They call themselves the Patriots and took the land from the red man. So, I would show you the clip, but because of copyright infringements, I don't have permission from the NFL, so I can just show you how the black men played, you know, talking about Leon McCoy's amazing runs and Calvin Benjamin's TD. They didn't mention it was a black motherfucker that threw the ball to him in the snow where he caught this shit. He caught this shit over his shoulder. The black man placed it. He understood the depth. He connected. He threw the ball, and the black man caught the ball away from the defender, and they made the first down. That was Buffalo. Damn, I forget who they were playing, but you know what I'm talking about. So, get to the point. Black quarterbacks, their value is increasing as far as I'm concerned, and I'm wondering if the melanin recessive inbred mutant albino owners, Kraft and other owners, are considering, oh my God, and then dealing with niggas police, NFL. We're talking about first round draft choice, second round draft. What is that? Put a nigger on the auction block? I'll take him for $1 million. Is that auctioning? Don't get me started. Okay, back to your point, back to your story, alright, stay focused. Okay, so off of that, move on to the next point. higher calling. People don't want to hear, oh, and there's a black quarterback. And I'm sorry, Colin Kaepernick, please, call yourself Brother C. Colin, damn. Isn't that what you call your butthole? A colon, I'm sorry. I'm harsh. But, yeah. I'm just dropping knowledge, that's all. And so, set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. I'm setting goals. My life perspective. Who am I? The grandson of Alvita, the son of Christine, the black women in my life that raised me, and all of the sisters that had to put up with me and my stupidity and ignorance and selfishness and who am I? Okay, I need to grow up. That's what the note says here. I gotta grow up. Grow up, set goals so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. I'm growing. I'm tapping in to all of aspects of my mind. 2018 is a new era. Black men coming into themselves. I'm coming into myself. Where's my pictures? Oh, caca. Let's see if I can get this page to start again, and hopefully I have my pictures, because I wish to show the base of the pyramid and discuss that. That's one of the things I discussed in, nope, the computer is not functioning for a brother right now. But, okay, the base of the pyramid is 4 90-degree angles. And I did have a discussion on here about the meaning of numbers. Is this it? Let's see if yeah, here, let me try to read this to you if possible. I have about 10 minutes left, and can I make that a bigger screen? I don't think that's going to be big enough. So here, y'all just have to look at me as I read it. I should have had my glasses out, but can't keep our story from us. We may speak your language, but the original ancestors wrote numbers. 1 is I or I. And 2 is a couple, yin and yang. Female, which all life came from, and we are all a little squirt. Balancing 2 energies. 3 starts as a seed or a squirt. You know how all of us were a man squirt. And we have to tap into me, myself, and I. I as being that doesn't help because one of the lenses is missing. But, okay, we have to tap into me, myself, and I, the original Trinity. That's having self-esteem, self-confidence, and respect for self. 4, Now that's a 4 is how look at how 4 is drawn. That's what I'm trying to say. Can I show you that in a graphic? You know how, let's see if I can draw a 4. Is there a 4? Y'all know how you draw a 4. Okay, go back to original stuff, piece of paper, and the 4 is drawn like this. Alright, that's kind of scribbled. Can you see that at all? So that looks like a pyramid, right? A pyramid, and it's open-ended at the bottom. So it's the pyramid's upside down, or you draw your 4 like this. Either way you draw your 4, there's significance in the number 4. Here it's a box, 2 90-degree angles. And then I made reference to 4 90-degree angles equaling 360 degrees at the base of the pyramid. So we're looking at a square, and in that square there are 4 90-degree angles. And I'm just going through the numbers. Like I said, history can hide certain things from us, but once we tap in, I mean, looking at the drawing and the configurations of the numbers themselves, that's powerful and meaningful. So 1, you're dealing with yourself. 2 is a couple, a man and a woman. 3 is the original Trinity. That's man, woman, and child, or me, myself, and I. But each one has to develop their individual selves. So the Father, his role and responsibility to provide and protect. I, as the black man, take on the role to provide and protect. Or at least I made that decision back then. Okay, I'm too young to have children right now. There's much more for me to experience. So now I'm 55. I need to figure, and I'm still figuring out stuff, and I'm making myself a legend. I'm dealing with the abstract consciousness of what the ancestors who built the pyramids understood. Wait a minute. The base of the pyramid is 10. Okay, there's 3 pyramids from what I understand, but the largest one, all 3 of them had the square base, but those 3 take up 10 acres of land. And I'm like, how did they get the bricks or the stone from wherever they were to put here in a pyramid, stack them up? What kind of psyche, what kind of consciousness, what kind of reality did they deal in? And so at the beginning of the show, when I was reading from the book some of that Greek stuff and how the point, it didn't take 3D into consideration, it didn't take reality, it didn't take the 4 perspectives of reality into consideration, didn't take into consideration the liquid fluid pineal gland. You have a choice to tap the fuck in. Let me continue trying to read this nonsense. I got up to the number 3, right? 3 was me, myself, and I, original Trinity. Talked about the 4, and 4 and how the configuration, the number of the 4, what it means. 4 as being, can you see almost upside down pyramid? Can you almost, okay, and then 5. Most circle. Okay, let's draw 5. Okay, can y'all see that 5? So there's still a 90-degree angle there, but it's almost a circle at the bottom. Okay? You see the circle? Not a complete circle. So you're halfway there. But there's still, at the top of the 5, a 90-degree angle. 6. I get 2 minutes left. Your 6 is drawn like that. So that means the circle is at the base of the stem. Now, are you completing your circle? Are you completing who you are? Have you reached the 4 dimensions? The 4 corners, the base of the pyramid. Now, are you moving up to the divinity of who you are? I'll leave off there at 6. Y'all can figure out 7, 8, and 9. I'll stop at 10, but that'll have to continue on next week. Thank you all for tuning in to Brother RA and all I had to say. What else do I have to think about? What else am I trying to share? I got 40 seconds. Oh, routine. Brother RA's routine as a child is like, how do I figure shit out? There's a particular methodical routine, and I resent routine. Do you resent routine? Laverne and Shirley, cap on a bottle, cap on a bottle. I gotta go to work, I gotta make dead slaveholders. I need a job. No, tap in. Tap into your spirituality of who you are. Thank you.